Welcome to episode 5 of Why We Love Sports. This is your host, Double A with the RON Entertainment, and welcome to my show, everybody. So, this will be an hour-long show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Before we get into the week that was in sports, I'm going to show you something funny. Y'all know who Scooter McGuger is, right? All right. So add him to this. And this is his reaction. He's a huge Cowboys fan. Huge reaction. I don't have the audio on, but this is him. A huge reaction to the Cowboys loss to the Washington Redskins. Okay, no Redskins. Sorry, Washington football team. This past Thursday on Thanksgiving. Now I'm not gonna show you the whole video, but I love this guy. He's hilarious. And look at this. This is a perfect reaction to all the Cowboy fans out there. They're just not are scrambling or not having a great time watching their beloved team, the Cowboys, have a good season. But I'll give them something to look forward to. They're still in the race in that division, the NFC East. So with further ado, with that, let's start with NFL. Let's go over the standings. Let's go over the standings in the NFL. So, I got my phone here. Got my phone here. NFL. Let's go division and then by conference. Standings. Okay. So Buffalo is leading 7-3 over Miami. So the first, Miami second, Miami 6-4, New England's 4-6, and the Jets are 0-10. Yeah, the Jets are clearly out of it. In the AFC North, Pittsburgh's 10-0, Cleveland 7-3. Baltimore 6-4, that could change. Cincinnati is 2-7. AFC South, Indianapolis is 7-3. Tennessee is 7-3. Houston's 4-7. Houston's been on the roll lately. Jacksonville is 1-9, pretty much out of it. AFC West, Kansas City is 9-1. Las Vegas 6-4. Denver's 4-6. And Los Angeles is 3-7. The Chargers are 3-7. Now let's go to the conference. Pittsburgh's 10-0, their number 1 seed. Kansas City is the number 2 seed, 9-1. Buffalo 7-3, 3 seed. Indianapolis 7-3, the 4th seed. Tennessee is the 5th seed at 5-3. Cleveland is 6th seed at 7-3. Las Vegas Raiders are 6-4 at the 7th seed. Baltimore is the 8th seed at 6-4. Miami is the 9th seed at 6-4. So the bottom of the top seeds, I think there's 7 this year, right? It's very close. So the division leaders looks like they're going to get in. Buffalo's, I think, you know what? Miami could catch Buffalo. But I think Pittsburgh and Kansas City, they're locks to get in. Buffalo, I think, will get in. I think Indy and Tennessee will get in. I think Cleveland will get in. And I'm not sure. I think Baltimore, I'll get to the Baltimore situation. I think they're not going to, this game, their upcoming game, will possibly hurt them. Miami, maybe, and I think Denver's out. I don't see New England getting in. Houston, I don't see getting in. I don't see the Chargers getting in. Cincinnati and Jacksonville and New York are definitely out. The Jets are definitely out. Now let's go to divisions for the NFC. Now, here we go. The first division that we're up is up. NFC East, Washington, 4-7. Philadelphia 3-6. New York Giants 3-7. Dallas 3-8. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. What can we say about this division? It's a terrible division. And if you're a fan of either team, you may have a chance to win this division. Look, Dallas, even though how shitty Dallas is, how shitty New York is, and how Philadelphia and how bad every team is, you have a chance to win this division. You don't need a 500 record to win this division. You could possibly go 6-10 to win this division, or 7-9 to win this division. I would like to see a 500 team win the division, of course, but there's a chance that may not happen. A strong chance that may not happen. And let's go to the NFC North now. Green Bay 7-3, Chicago's 5-5, Minnesota's 4-6, Detroit's 4-7, as expected. Green Bay's leading the division, of course. NFC South, New Orleans is 8-2. Tampa Bay is 7-4. I'm not sold on Tampa Bay. Carolina's 4-7. Atlanta's 3-7. The NFC West, strong division here. 7-3 for the Chargers. 7-3 for Seattle. Arizona 6-4. And San Francisco 4-6 for the Chargers. Now, let's go to the division, the conference standings in the NFC. Okay. New Orleans is number 1 seed, 8-2, because of the best record. Los Angeles Chargers, 7-3. That could change to Seattle and possibly Arizona. Green Bay is number 3, 7-3. Washington, sadly, is a 4th seed at 4-7 because the top 4 seeds go by division leaders. So that could change every week, possibly. Seattle, 7-3. That could change with Los Angeles. Arizona, that could change with Seattle and Los Angeles in the future. Chicago's 8th seed, Minnesota's 9th seed, San Francisco's 10th seed, Carolina, Detroit. So there's a chance that Minnesota, San Francisco, Carolina, even Detroit can get in top 2 seeds, get the last 2 seeds, 6-7. And we got Philadelphia, New York, and Dallas as Philadelphia is 13th, New York is 14th, and Dallas is 16th. But here's the thing. They can end up in the 4th seed, either one of them, because of how terrible the NFC East is, right? So with that, let's go to the Big 12. So as you know, Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens game was postponed from Thursday, right? It was postponed from Thursday to Sunday, but now it's been postponed to this Tuesday because of multiple positive tests, specifically in the Baltimore Ravens camp. And the key player in that camp is Lamarjackson, who tested positive. And James Conner's been tested positive on Pittsburgh. So it's possible that Pittsburgh would not have James Conner, and Baltimore may not have Lamarjackson. That's coming up Tuesday for the NFL game. And if that's the case, I see Pittsburgh winning and Baltimore losing. And this will definitely hurt Baltimore's chances of making the playoffs because Cleveland's right on there. Cleveland's in the same division as them, and they're a higher seed, right? They're a much higher seed. So yeah, okay. Then this past Thursday, you got Washington destroying Dallas, and still, any team in that division could win that division, a horrible division. So let's go to the rest of the week's predictions. Oh, you got Texans just beating Detroit, who get a Thanksgiving game every year, despite how bad they've been for like forever. And Texans have been on a roll lately since their coaching change from Bill O'Brien to Romeo Crennel. And Deshaun Watson is so good. must be fresh. He looked. So let's get to the predictions now. So San Francisco at the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams to win here because San Francisco's hurt a lot. A lot of their key players are hurt. Raiders and Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Falcons to win here. This is at home. Bills and Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Bills to beat the Chargers in Buffalo. Now New York and Cincinnati. See, now that was a horrific injury to Joe Burrow, and he's out the year, possibly coming back next year. And this is the New York Giants and Cincinnati. I'm picking the New York Giants to beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Now here's the game that could decide the fate of the division. Huge game. Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to go with Indianapolis to win here. But this game is definitely will change the fate of that division. Now the Browns in Jacksonville. Cleveland's in Jacksonville. I'm going Cleveland, the Browns to win here. Then you got the Carolina Panthers and Vikings, Minnesota. I'm going to the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Carolina Panthers. Arizona Cardinals at New England to face the Patriots. I'm going to Arizona Cardinals to win here. Miami Dolphins to face the Jets. I'm picking Miami to beat the Jets because I don't know. Maybe Jets will get 1 or 2 wins, but I don't think it's against Miami. Saints in Denver. So New Orleans Saints at Denver to play the Broncos. Going New Orleans Saints to win here. I'm not giving you odds or anything because I'm not doing the betting thing. Kansas City at Tampa Bay. Mahomes versus Brady. That's a matchup everybody wants to see. That's a night game. That's a Sunday night game. I'm going with no. That's the 4:25 game. Sorry. I'm gonna go with the upset. I think Tampa Bay's gonna win. Chicago at Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay to win here. And as you know, Ravens Pittsburgh game. I'm picking Pittsburgh to win here. That's on Tuesday. And I'm going Seattle over Philadelphia in Seattle. No. Yeah, in Philadelphia. Seattle over Philadelphia in Philadelphia. So that's my NFL. As you know, there's been multiple facilities been closed this week. Every week there's going to be 4 or 5 facilities closed because you know why. Positive tests and stuff. Things will get better. And this season, next season, I don't think we're going to have this issues with postponements and stuff. Because next season was September. I think we'll be better in shape. Because it's positive news coming out of science right now. If you're into that stuff, I hope you are. Okay, let's get to some basketball news. Basketball. So specifically talking to my Raptors. So my Toronto Raptors lost 2 significant big men to help them capture the 2019 NBA championship. And that's the Marcus Gasol and Serge Ibaka. Now they've signed Fred VanVleet. I'm okay with that. Solid player. But losing Ibaka, I think, hurts more than Gasol. Because Ibaka can shoot the 3 ball. He's tough. He can rebound. And his leadership is gone. And he went to sign with the Clippers with Kawhi, Paul George. So he's a 2-year deal with the Clippers or something. I think the second year is an option. So good for Serge. Nothing bad to say about Serge. Great in the community. Love Toronto. I hope nothing the best for him in Clipperland. I really was hoping we would sign here. But for the deal he got, I was wondering, couldn't Toronto offer something like that? But I guess he decided to go to the Clippers instead of resigning Toronto. If Toronto was ever talking to him. Now we got Marcus Gasol. So apparently he was deciding between Los Angeles and the Toronto. Remember a couple of weeks ago, there was a report that he was going to go back to Spain. To play in the Spanish league. Well, obviously that's not true because he signed the Lakers, and I think it was the right move for him. He doesn't have to play much. You got LeBron there. You got Anthony Davis. He doesn't have to do much there. He's like his role will be limited because he could clearly see in the bubble with the Toronto Raptors, the decline was there. And so what did the Raptors have to do then, right? So the Raptors had to signed Aaron Baines, solid big man, good defensively, cut screens, could shoot a bit, and they also signed Alex Lynn, high draft pick, never really became the player people projected him to be. But they need a big man to fill the roles of Serge Ibaka and Marcus. The only thing is, I think Baines could shoot, but I don't think he can shoot like Ibaka can. But the rebounding, the one thing the Raptors struggled with last year was rebounding. And that's what they really needed, was rebounding. So we'll see the Raptors. They're playing in Tampa Bay, right, for the time being, until the Lightning get play there again, whenever that is. I'll get to hockey in a minute. So it's good for the Raptors. I think the Raptors are not a top 4 seed team now. They're like Lowry's a free agent next year. I don't know, man. It's obvious. It's kind of obvious they want the Greek freak Giannis, but which team wouldn't want him? If he doesn't resign, doesn't sign Supermax in Milwaukee, it's all the rumor destinations: Miami, Lakers, Golden State, and Toronto. But Toronto's been moving for like 3 years, going after Giannis because he has a connection with Masai, who doesn't have an extension with the MLSC. MLSC owns the Toronto Raptors for you American fans who don't know that. Bobby Wessler's the GM. And so let's get to some baseball news. So there's not much going on in baseball right now this past week. Of course, it's Thanksgiving Tuesday. I think it's either Tuesday or Monday. We had a signing by Atlanta Braves. Charlie Morton, former Astro, and I think it was a former Brave before, signed with Atlanta Braves for 1 year, $15 million deal. Good signing, because there's speculation that Miami and Tampa Bay were going to go after him, that he would only be signed there. But I guess signing with Georgia, the Georgian team, or team in Georgia, was close to his home. So Atlanta Braves, and just having him for 1 year, he's a solid pitcher, a good pitcher. Will help him with that rotation. Max Fried, Mike Soroka coming back. Some guys taking the next step. They know what's going to win the division. They really needed the upgrader pitching, and Charlie Morton can help them a lot. I don't know what else baseball news there is this week. There was not much. There's just free agency hasn't really been picking up lately. This is just a big free agent signing there with Atlanta. I assume more stuff will happen in December as we get closer to winter meetings, where it's not going to be a traditional winter meetings. We're going to GMs, ownerships, management's going to meet in hotels to discuss trades, free agents, whatever, with agents, with other teams. That's not going to happen this year. It's going to be by Zoom call, most likely. They're going to Zoom each other and discuss. That's probably going on right now. Well, they can do it over the phone, right? They can talk over the phone. Now they can do it with Zoom. And I expect when the winter meetings start, I'm not sure. I think it's 2 weeks from now, winter meetings start. You might hear some more speculation, rumors about possible trades, possible free agents. I think trades for Lindor will pick up. Chris Bryant to Cubs might pick up. Agents for George Springer. News on George Springer. JT Realmuto, Trevor Bauer, maybe then. But I expect some of those players will sign in January. And apparently the Blue Jays have talked with George Springer, but they progressed longer than George Springer, than the talking. So maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something brewing with the Jays and George Springer. And apparently they're interested in Michael Brownlee, but I like Michael Brownlee. He's a solid hitter, but he's a DH. So if they have him with DH, he's left-handed DH. They do need a little bit more left-handed hitting in that lineup. I like Chalaz with the power. BGO's left can hit, but the majority right-hander right-handed lineup. You got Bichette, Guerrero, Trusco Hernandez, Jenny Jensen. A lot of right-handed hitters in that lineup. So they need a little bit more left-handed. Grichuk too. They need a little bit more left-handed hitters in the lineup. Michael Brantley will fit that bill, and he has ties back to Atkins and Shapiro when they worked in Cleveland, and he was a player for the Indians during their during their time in Cleveland. And I don't know about the pitching front. There's possible maybe they're looking at Lance Lynn from Texas for a trade. Sonny Gray apparently is available from Cincinnati. And okay, I think the Mets and the Yankees look like the favor for the Mayhew. Jaden Paxton might be an addition that the Jays may go after. If he's healthy, he's a very good pitcher. He just has to stay healthy, right? That's all. So let's get into some news making about the Rogers Center, the Skydome. If you don't know, it was reported in Global Mail, I believe. Let me find it. Let me read the article. For you guys. Global Mail, okay. Global Mail. So, Rogers Center faces the as the Blue Jays owners plan a new stadium. Now, there's been talk about a new stadium for the Blue Jays. Okay, maybe not in this article because it's a subscription base. So let's go National Post. So Blue Jay fans may Rogers Center. I know a lot of people from the States, from other out of town, love the Rogers Center. But if you're a Toronto fan, this stadium really got outdated fast. And it's only 31 years old. 31 years old. But there's a lot of moments in the stadium. 93 walk-off home run by Joe Carter. 1990, if you're a wrestling fan. You got to see Hogan and the Warrior. Go at it. Did my computer just freeze? Shit. Hogan and the Warrior go at it. Argos played there, won a couple Grey Cups there. The Super Bowl, no NFL. We had NFL games there. Nothing special. In 1995, Raptors had their first games at the Skydome at the time. Remember, before Air Canada Center or Rogers Center, wherever you want to, Air Canada Center, Scotiabank Center, whatever you want to call it now. The Raptors used to play at the Skydome, aka Rogers Center now. They used to play at Maple Leaf Gardens for a little bit. And they beaten the best Bulls team ever. It's true. An expansion Raptor team being the best Bulls team ever with Michael and Pippen and Waldman ever. And a 1-point game, 109-108. Despite being a bad team for years because of the expansion team, they beat the best Bulls team. I think that was a team that went 72-10. I'm not lying. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you a clip. $19.96. Not a full game. Full. Not, oh, let me show you guys. I'm not gonna show you the whole video. But here we go. For a minute, maybe. Just for a minute. Look at that. See 109, 108? So what else happened, right? That was one of the biggest games Raptors franchise history at the time. I was young. I was like 8 years old when that happened. What other memories happened at Rogers Center? But here's the thing: people are talking about memories like Skydome and Rogers Center memories. It's not gonna be demolished for some time, so it's too early. But one other thing, 2002, if you're a wrestling fan, Rock and Hogan, the atmosphere, and here's the thing: Toronto's Hogan's country, man. Toronto loves Hogan, whether he's Hollywood Hogan or Hulkamaniac Hulk Hogan. They just love Hogan. And that was I don't know what other match had the atmosphere of Hogan and The Rock. Two competitors to other match before the match even started had that kind of atmosphere. It was that huge. So that's all I could tell you about the Rogers. Oh, I know Rogers Center memory. It's not quite as big as a Joe Carter home run, that Batista bat flip moment in 2015. Maybe I could find that for you guys. Here we go. Advertisement. I'll show you it. I know you're gonna love this, guys. If you're a Toronto guy, this is what MLB. Full screen. Full screen. There we go. There we go. That was a huge moment. And the next year, Edwin Encarnacion. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. No, okay. No. Not that. Here we go. Here we go. Another good one. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. This is the wild card game. Wild card game. Back in 2016 against Baltimore. They brought in Jimenez, right? Baltimore. It was terrible decision. So some great Toronto memories. If you're a Toronto fan or if you've ever been to the Rogers Center, comment below what your favorite memories of Toronto were. The Sky to Rogers Center, and it's gonna be fine. Don't worry. I don't know what's gonna happen. It'll be fine. So let's see what other news. That's some news. So I'm happy that NCAA Basketball started up this week. I watched some games. I'm grateful for that. Happy for that. Oh, I want to get to hockey. Now, hockey. Oh my God. I don't know what the NHL is doing. It seems like they're not getting along in NHL and NHLPA. They can't decide on the season when it's going to start. I thought January 1st is going to be when the season starts, but it seems like that's going to be pushed back maybe to February now because of what's going on between the two. And the relationship does not look good. And you know what? I'm not surprised because the relationship between NHLPA and NHL hasn't been good for like 30 years. 94 lockout or strike. 2004, 2005 we had a strike. A lockout. 2012, 2013 we had a lockout that lasted half season. They never had a good relationship, the NHLPA and NHL. It's just I'm not surprised. Like they just never get along. And now, my guess is it has to do. It always has to do with money. With the pandemic, it has to do with money. Because they're unlike the NBA, NFL, and MLB. Yeah, they need gate revenue. Those sports, but they have other sources of revenue like huge TV deals, stuff like that. But NHL relies on gate revenue more than the deal because I believe their deal is coming up with the U.S. NBC soon. I think they should try to swing a deal with ESPN like they had in the past. Try a huge deal. Of course, they're not going to get as much as NBA would get from TNT, ESPN, Fox, whatever. Football from Fox. MLB from Fox and ESPN. Of course, they're not going to get that kind of money from, but they need a huge US deal. They need a mark in the US. And they're driven by gate revenue. I can see what's the problem here is. And Here's a problem. This is a stupid thing that kind of relates to NHL, but not really, because some of the players playing in this tournament, the World Juniors. If you're a Canada fan, you know you love the World Juniors. Some of these players in the World Juniors, whether Team Canada, Team USA, Russia, Finland, Sweden, some of these players are prospects for the NHL teams, right? So Canada had to go in quarantine for 14 days because two of their players were tested positive. Now here's the problem. Here's the issue I have. It's not to do with the team, but why would you have in Edmonton and Alberta when the cases are going up? This World Juniors, it starts at the end of the month, on Boxing Day. What? What? Have it in the Atlantic, the Maritime provinces, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. What else? Newfoundland, New Brunswick. Nova Scotia, you can have it in Halifax. Determine Halifax. Why not there? And now these players have to, these kids, these teenagers have to stay 14 days in a hotel, and then they can get back to practicing. I didn't think the World Juniors is necessarily needed this year. Wait till next year. It just was a bad idea. And just get me, I'm a hockey fan, and I love the World Juniors. I watch it every year, but it was not needed this year. And Team Canada is paying the consequences for it right now. So we got the Toronto Sun has the most influential Toronto figures relating to Toronto in terms of Toronto sports, how they've impacted Toronto sports. And some of these people, here's the big issue: only one woman was among the top 50, and that was U.S. Open champion Bianca Andreescu from last year, when she beat Serena Williams at the U.S. Open. And that was a huge moment for Canadian tennis. Huge moment. But she was the only woman on that list of the 50 most influential. I mean, people in the sports world that had impacted sports, Toronto sports. I'm like, come on, that can't be right. Like most of those people I agree with, but most of those people I haven't heard of. But they didn't have Haley Wickenheiser. If you're Canadian, Haley Wickenheiser. Cassie Campbell didn't really impact Toronto sports. She impacted Team Canada. Kia Nurse. Maybe she's not from Toronto. She's not exactly from Toronto. She's from Hamilton, but practically is part of the GTA. Kia Nurse, maybe. She's on New York Liberty. Helped one of the best players internationally for women's basketball. I don't know. I just felt like there should be more women. More women in that article. I'm not asking for like half of it to be women. I'm just asking for there to be more than one woman in that article, the Toronto Sun article. Because when you have 49 out of 50 most influential people that impacted Toronto sports, all male, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. I don't think it was the writer's intention. Steve Simmons, if you know who Steve Simmons is, yeah, you know he's controversial. I don't think it was his intention, but the way it came out, it does seem a little bit in the it does seem more in the favor of the male sports influences for Toronto sports, the Toronto market in the last, 50 years? I don't know how many years it was. But here's the thing. There's more and more women being more influencing sports all around the world. Whether it's management, GM, coaching, announcing, being interviewers, whatever. It has begun a couple years ago, and it's continuing to grow. It's not becoming a male-dominated field anymore. And I guess the old-fashioned men have an issue with that. I don't know. Now, okay, we get to soccer. As you know, legend, phenom, Diego Maradona tragically passed this week. And I'm not a huge soccer fan. I heard of him. I know how much influence he has in soccer, especially in his home country of Argentina. This is a big loss for the soccer community, the soccer world, or football world. I have no problem calling it football or soccer. I don't know why people have issue with calling it either. Who cares, really? But this is huge because he was up there like with Pele. You know, Pele is how much of a legend he is. Diego Maradona was a legend in Argentina, led Argentina, I believe, World Cups or Olympic wins. I'm sorry. I'm not. I know who he is. I know how much influence he has, but I'm not exactly fully familiar with him, and that's my fault. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you soccer football fans. I'm sorry. That's completely my fault. But I know what he meant to the soccer football world and how he meant to Argentina. What he meant to Argentina. It's a huge loss. So I just want to say my condolences to his family, friends, to the soccer world, soccer universe, people that supported him, Argentina fans in Argentina that supported him. And so with that, to get into other topics, it may come up. Let's check. I'm gonna check some news. Maybe something's come up today. There's NCAA football going on. Oh, here it is. Um, Vanderbilt college football team. Sarah Fuller made college football history today. She's a female, everybody, becoming the first woman to kick to play in a football game in the Power 5 conference game. To play in a Power 5 conference game. This is Vanderbilt taking on Missouri. Missouri's a much better team, of course. She kicked a punt. I think it was a squib kick. But she's the first woman to ever do that in a Power 5 game. And this is history. But Vanderbilt was shut out by Missouri 41-0. But that's not the point of this story. The point is a first woman playing a Power 5 game. She says, she was being interviewed. She says, I want just to tell you that all the girls out there, that you could do anything you set your mind to. You can really change. And if you have the mentality all the way, you can do big things. That's what she said in the interview. She's so what she is, right? She's a goalie for Vanderbilt's soccer team. She's actually she's tall though. She's 6'2". She helped the program capture the first SEC tournament title since 1994 after beating Arkansas 3-1. She got on the Vanderbilt's football team after several special team players were placed in quarantine for COVID. Head coach Dirk Mason reached out to the soccer team at Vanderbilt to look for reinforcements. So the special teams players on Vanderbilt had to go in quarantine. So the coach looked for soccer team players, the women's soccer team, for reinforcements, and they got one. I don't know what it goes forward to because she's a punter and a kicker. I don't think we're going to see a quarterback or a running back or maybe defensive player. I don't know. She's 6'2". You don't see many 6'2" women. So that happened today. And Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones is happening. I don't know, like 2 50-year-old men going at it. People are going to watch because it's Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. It's going to get people watching. Oh, what happened? Oh, just got some NFL news. The Detroit Lions fired Matt Patricia and general manager Bob Quinn just an hour ago. And they named offensive coordinator Derek Bevell as interim coach. Wow, this is huge. They're 4-7. So the Josh Patricia has 13-21 and 2+ seasons. Wow. So Detroit, as an interim coach, they're gonna look for a new coach. Is this another example of Belichick's coaches? Every time Belichick has one of those great coaches from offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, end up becoming a head coach, they don't do well. So is it a product of Bill Belichick? I don't know. Like it's becoming a trend that the coaches that work under Bill Belichick don't end up doing well as head coaches. And and here's the thing with Detroit. It's Detroit Lions. They haven't been to playoffs in years, or they have been, but they never passed the first round or whatever. That's it. And let's talk about. Let's go back to some basketball. Okay, let's go back to some basketball. So my Raptors, I don't know about other teams, most likely other teams too, but apparently the NBA has released a preseason schedule for NBA teams. I just know what my Raptors preseason schedule is. It's Charlotte and then Miami. So the Raptors can play 3 preseason games. I think December 11th, December 14th, and December 19th are going to be preseason games for the Raptors. Sorry, I'm stretching. And then hopefully the season starts September 22nd. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, and they could, and everything goes fine, and we can have this NBA season, 72 game season. It goes into July. Hopefully, we can have the season because it gives us something to watch. Well, we got NCAA basketball back. Remember, it was only football every Saturday and Sunday, Thursday and Monday. Now we got NCAA basketball. It helps a bit if you're in North America. With NBA coming back in a month, well, actually less than a month, it's gonna help even more us a bit more because we're gonna get to watch professional sports. And I don't know about hockey when they're coming back. We all thought January, but maybe now it's more likely February. It's a 48 game season. I think it's gonna have a 48 game season. I think that's the most likely scenario because it just makes sense. I thought NBA might go shorter than that, than 72 for like a 60 game season, but they're planning on 72. And NBA, I'm happy, excited for. And NHL, God, I hope they get their season back and have a, most importantly, have a season. Now, I want to talk to about Baseball Hall of Fame potential. If you know, watch the 2000s pitching dominance, there's one pitcher who is very, very dominant, but and that's Johan Santana. And sadly, he couldn't extend his career because of injury of arm troubles. But Johan Santana, former Twin and former Met, New York Mets. His Twin tenure was dominant. He wasn't better than the Mets either. Let's take a look at his numbers, guys. Is he a Hall of Famer or not? Let's take a look at his numbers. Let me just share screen again. BaseballReference.com. let's go down his stats. Johan Santana, Minnesota Twins pitcher. Okay, so he started in 2000, obviously. 2-3, okay, 6.49 ERA. Let's not count that. So he didn't really get established until 2002. 8-6, 2.99 ERA, 27 games, 14 games started. Great strikeout pitcher. Okay, and then 2003 is when he really stood out. 3.07 ERA, 45 games, 18 games started, 158.1 innings pitched. Hits are good. Walks, the strikeout ratio is pretty good. ERA. RIP. Okay. And then here we go. 2004, 26, 2.61 ERA. This is where he became a Cy Young winner. I believe he won a Cy Young that year. Look at that. 265 strikeouts and 228 innings pitched with 54 walks. So while he was striking out a lot, he was very consistent with the strikeouts to walk ratio, and his whip was very good. And then in 2005, well, not quite as good as 2004, but still very good. 2.87 ERA, 16-7, 238 strikeouts. So strikeouts not as much as 2004, but still pretty damn good. 2006, 19-6, 2.77 ERA. Like I say, strikeout walk ratio is very good. 2007, well, not exactly his peak, not exactly his best years from 2003 to 2006. 15-3, still solid pitcher. And then 2008, that's when he got traded to the Mets. 2.53 ERA with 16-7 record, 2.53 ERA. His strikeouts actually went down. He wasn't a strikeout per inning pitcher anymore, but still solid. 2009, injuries came into play. Still solid for most of the season. 13-9, still solid pitchers, but injuries started to kick in. 2010, that's when the injuries started to get to him. 2011-9, still solid pitchers. When he's healthy, he was good. So he only played 12 years average. Those first 2 years don't count. His third year is starting to click in. But from 2003 to 2010, he was very good. Look at 2012 record. You could clearly see that the injuries affected him. Some people say, well, based on 10 years, you should be a Hall of Famer. And I don't know. I think if Santana was still healthy enough, still putting up good numbers, not Cy Young Cowboy numbers, but solid number 2, number 3 numbers, I think he would have gotten the Hall of Fame. If you count to 200 wins, I think he would have gotten Hall of Fame. But I don't think he'll get in Hall of Fame. I think he'll get some, because when he retired, 2012, he may end up getting in Hall of Fame based on the committee, but I don't see him as a Hall of Famer because of how many years he's pitched. It's just that if he pitched as a solid numbers for maybe 3 or 4 more years, and it's not his fault, injuries played a factor, but he was on his trajectory was Hall of Fame like. But I think if guys like Burt Blevin got in, Jack Morris, Mike Mussina, if Mike Mussina is in the Hall of Fame, Johan Santana would definitely be a Hall of Famer because he put up better numbers than Mike Mussina. I'm sorry. And he was a better pitcher than Mike Mussina. And look, Eddie Penn's not in the Hall of Fame. You could argue Eddie Penn is better than Mike Mussina. But I'll say Minnesota fans, had one hell of a pitcher. Only if Laureano panned out to be great. Because Laureano had the stuff too, right? Minnesota's good then. Johan Santana. Overall, Johan Santana. Conclusion. Whatever you want to say. Overall conclusion. Johan Santana was on the way to be a Hall of Fame pitcher. But he didn't have the years due to injury to qualify. But if he was healthy and just put up solid numbers, doesn't have to be ace-like numbers, just solid 2 or 3 in the rotation numbers, I think he would have gotten the Hall of Fame. And to end the show, I'm going to show you some cards, guys. You want to see some cards? If I can find any. Here's what cards. Nah, I can't find any right now. But I'm looking to buy some cards in the future, starting in January. Buy some cards. And then while I do this show, I can unbox them for you guys in front of you guys. And hopefully more news happens this week. There's a lot of news this week, but hopefully more news happens this week. This upcoming week, starting Sunday. As you know, my show, Why We Love Sports, is every Saturday because I'm going to get the news cycle for the news from each week. If I do the show every day, I'm not every day, a couple days a week, it'll take a lot out of me. I like to do it weekly because I have other shows I do on my channel, and which will be moving to streamer. As you know, Wrestling Topics. I'll change the title too. It's my wrestling show Mondays at 3:00. Wrestling Topics is the title, but I'm gonna change that. I just gotta come up with something clever. It's gonna move to StreamYard. As you know, I've been doing streaming now on YouTube. But I'm gonna move it to StreamYard. This is on StreamYard. This show's on StreamYard. On Thursdays, it's all about pop. It's about pop culture stuff: Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Star Trek, whatever, movie news, video game news, TV news. That'll be Thursdays, also on StreamYard. And I'll just make random videos about stuff, general stuff, whether it's about movies, movie news, TV news, wrestling news. If you want to watch our latest video, if you're a wrestling fan, if you watch NXT, I posted a couple days ago a video on why Tony Stark turned heel was the right move. If you didn't see NXT, watch it and I'll explain why. In that video, I explained why that was the right move for turning her heel. And Wrestling Topics is Monday. I'll be going back to that. And on Monday, I'll be talking about Raw from last week, SmackDown from last week, from 2 days ago, NXT and AEW. And I'll be going over AEW Winter's Coming preview. I'm going to show you the match card and everything it's going to win. So far, it's all about Pop Thursday. It's going to be Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Episode 5 with Ahsoka, and the naming of Baby Yoda. So if you haven't seen the episode, see the episode, because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. And when I do that show, I'm gonna tell you spoilers will happen. And so I'll give you a warning, maybe a 10-second warning before I go and review the show, talk about it, and spoil it. I'll give you a warning ahead of time. So I'm thinking of highlighting the Johan Santana part and see what people say. So this episode is gonna be about an hour long, right? Yeah, it's 58 minutes. It's okay. So come join me Monday if you're a wrestling fan. Thursday if you're into pop culture, and next Saturday for wrestling. Not wrestling. It's all Why We Love Sports episode 6. Episode number 6. Remember, all at 3 o'clock. Monday, Thursday, Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Any sports things you want me to talk about in the future, let me know. Thank you. And have a good afternoon. Or good evening or good night. Wherever you are, good morning.